let me ask you a question. What would you guys pick? A book about a very interesting detective with major plot twists, or a book about the peace all over the world? To me, it's very obvious that a lot of you guys would probably prefer the first book to the second one, because although yes, the book about the peace all over the world can bring only pleasure and happiness, most of the time people will get easily annoyed by that. And sometimes it can be downright disgusting. These words that I just said perfectly resonate with the main character of this video, and that is Tess from Adventure Camp All-Stars. In this video, we will try to understand why Tess's comeback to Adventure Camp failed miserably. We will also try to understand what potential storylines she could have in the original version of Adventure Camp All-Stars, where she was supposed to be one of the finalists. But before we actually get started, don't forget to press the like button under this video, subscribe to my channel, and now let's get into this video. In Season 2, Tess had a very dark background. She was first introduced to us as an orphan who has massive mental health issues and who also visits a therapist. Her mental health, however, was back to the point where her previous therapist also had to start visiting a therapist. To me, it seems that episode 2 from Season 2 was and still remains as her least important episode. However, if we don't count that one, in the other 6 episodes of her screen time, she performed pretty incredible. And with every episode after the second one, obviously, she was getting more and more of those main character vibes, until it got over for her. In episode 7 of Season 2, James, Aiden, and girls tried to decide who to eliminate from the love triangle, and since Hunter had won the immunity back then, it was between Tess and Allie. In the end, however, Tess ends up getting 4 votes against herself, and because of that, she had to go home. Now, I have to be honest with you guys, I feel really torn about this elimination, because after Tess's performance in episode 6, people speculated that she would probably be the main character of the season and last for at least 2 or 3 more episodes, and I feel like this is exactly what the most of us wanted to see. Realistically though, considering the fact that Crystal forced Tess to burn her depression medicine in episode 5, I feel like it was the best decision to eliminate Tess that early back then, because those little things were perhaps the only things that were able to keep Tess sane. And although yes, Hunter did save some of paroxetine for her, she could just run out of those pills, and this could end up very badly for her, as she could attempt to commit a suicide. And honestly, what can I say about the Tess from Season 2 in general? Well, let's just say that although yes, perhaps she was not the most entertaining person to have around back then, however, she was overall one of the most likable characters to have around. Alright, now this was Tess from Season 2. Now it's time to get to Tess from Adventure Camp All-Stars, and well...
Tess? Ugh, where do I start with her? No, like seriously, where do I start with her? Does anybody even remember who that is?
One can say that these words from Yule can perfectly define Tess from Adventure Camp All-Stars. She basically went from being one of the most memorable characters of Season 2 to being one of the most forgettable ones in Adventure Camp All-Stars. We can't deny that during the first couple of episodes from Adventure Camp All-Stars, she was probably one of the best people to watch, because although yes, she was very weak in the challenges and physically very passive, however strategically she was very smart. Was she though? Even if she tried to be smart and strategic at some point of the game, We cannot deny that in episode 7, when she eliminated Ellie, a person who she actively knew outside of the game, instead of Aiden, a person who she never interacted with in her respective season, she completely ruined it. And her reasoning for eliminating Ellie made this entire thing even worse. She said that she eliminated Ellie because this game wasn't healthy for her. Sure, Ellie could get pretty competitive at times, but if she hadn't won the $100K from the finale of this Venture Camp All-Stars, it would mean that she would still live in the poverty and work in the shitty jobs, which definitely isn't the goal. What baffles me the most about this whole thing is how perfect her comeback to this venture camp could have been. Just so you know, by episode 5, she had more fans than a lot of cool characters like Gabby, Ellie, Aiden, James, Alec, you name it. If I had to guess what the creators of the show could have done with her in the original version of this Venture Camp All-Stars, I'd say they would probably give more light and more info about her past. They would also give her some bigger self-acceptance arc. And not only that, but before that they would also give her the flipper arc. Yes, the same one that Ali went through. There is one more thing about Tess that did not make any sense to me whatsoever. As you may know, after she started studying in the university, she started to become a better person, and eventually she lost her depression. However, in real life, that's not exactly how the things work. University is a very complicated and nerve-wracking place, and even if anything, her condition was supposed to get in fact worse. And that especially considering the fact that she literally had to be away from the two of her biggest supporters, Hunter and Ali. I feel like currently a lot of people want to look back to see Tess more because they want to see how she interacts with other contestants from her season, which apparently also appears to be the most cherry on top thing about her character. Interactions with contestants like Lake, Aiden, Hunter, Ali, you name it. However, not a lot of people admitted that her interactions with Ellie and her mini rivalry with Gabby later on deserved way more focus. I feel like if she didn't eliminate Ellie and like that shot on her own foot, she will definitely be able to make it way further in the game. Perhaps she could even make it to the finals like it was originally planned. But yeah, if you want to know my personal opinion, then first of all, 7th or 6th place in Venture Camp All-Stars will be fine for her. And second, I really love Tess, and even to this day, her potential is huge, and for me she is one of the most robbed people in this Venture Camp All-Stars. And I really hope to this day that they could have something like a spin-off for this character, because I really want to see what this character could potentially show us. I don't really want to waste the time for you guys, I really don't, so we can end this video here. Don't forget to press the like button. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed to it yet. I will see you in the next one, and for the outro, have this funny little clip.
I don't trust her. I don't think she's a good person. And I believe now that, she's somewhere living with deep, deep regret. And that's okay.